What's up, you guys? Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be hand stitching. This is going to be my first time making a three-piece outfit all by hand. Let's get it. First thing I actually did was remove the sleeves. And you're gonna remove both sleeves. Look, my scissors were raggedy. I was having such a hard time cutting. Lord. Okay, so once you remove both sleeves, you're gonna actually turn them wear them upside down. Since they weren't that long, I didn't want to adjust or add anything or have to take anything, so I just flipped them and wore them like that, and it worked out perfectly. Okay, so now you're just going to measure. So whatever top you're using to transform, you want to make sure it's long enough because you want to have enough fabric to make a top and shorts. Okay, so I measured my top and I wanted it to be 8 inches long, so I marked that and cut scissors. And I'm trying to cut it, cut at that mark, cut straight across. And I wanted like I'm making a tube top, so I need it to be like a square. So that's what I'm doing, just cutting all the extra fabric and trying to get a perfect square. And now I have 2 square or rectangle pieces depending on the size of your top. Okay, so now I've just pinned everything together, right side facing each other, and I'm going to clean it, take away the little extra fabric that's hanging, just so it could be easier for me to hand stitch this. Okay, so that is how it looks, and it's going to be time to sew. The first thing we're going to do is thread our needle, and I recommend you using a thread that is very similar to the color of the fabric that you're transforming, because if you're not as good as this like I am, you want to hide your mistakes, and this is the perfect way to hide your mistakes. Okay, so thread your needle, and I'm just trying to line the thread up because you want so once you insert it through the eye, you kind of want your thread to be even, so you can have an even thread, and you just going to make a knot at the end like that, and then you're just going to start sewing. Okay, so I just insert the needle through the fabric and took it out the other side, and now I am securing it. So basically this is kind of like a back stitch, so I'm just going to insert the needle over and over through the same spot at least 2 to 3 times. Okay, and then I am going to move forward and do a back stitch. So this is how you do a back stitch. So you insert a needle and pull it through the other side, right? Okay, and now you're going to insert it through the same spot over. Okay, and you're gonna pull it through. Okay, sometimes it gets stuck, but it's okay. And you're gonna pull it through, and you're gonna start seeing the thread. Okay, and this is how you know if you're doing it right. When you pull it through, put it through the first time, you're not gonna see any thread. Okay, and that's why you're gonna do a back stitch. You're gonna go over the same spot again. Okay, like I'm doing right, and pulling it through, and boom, this stitch is there. Okay, so you're basically going through the same spot twice, going forward, okay, and then going back to the same spot again, the same stitch, and you're just going to start seeing the stitch, and you're going to do this all the way down to both sides of your of your top. Ooh, we're working on the top right now. Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm doing, and ooh, I can't talk. And as you can see, the thread is starting to show, and you can see the stitch. It's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect because nobody's gonna see this. Okay, so it's okay, and you're just gonna do this all the way down, and boom, we're basically done. And now it's time to secure it again. So this is basically, like I said, a back stitch. So I'm just gonna go over the same spot 2 to 3 times just to make sure it's secure, because I don't want this to come undone. I'm even gonna wrap the thread around the needle. I seen that on YouTube, just to make sure it's secure. Like I said, I don't want this to come undone, so I'm gonna do whatever to secure that thread. Okay, so yeah, once it's secure, you just want to cut it off. Make sure you cut off like a long piece so you could just tie a knot, because we want this to be secure. So I'm even gonna go and tie a little knot through it, because I'm not playing. Okay, so I'm tying the knot, and once you do this, you're basically done with the top, and yeah, I'm securing it because I don't got time to play with this. So I tie like 4 or 5 knots. Okay, so you want to just cut that off, and you're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so this is how it looks, not bad. And I'm just gonna cut off the extra fabric, clean that off. It makes it even look better. Look at that. Look at that hand stitch. Now you're gonna turn it right side out, and you have a neat tube top. Like, nobody can notice the stitch, you know what I'm saying? Looks really nice. And now it's time to add the sleeves, okay? I made a mistake. I should have hemmed this first, but I did hem around the edge, but I definitely recommend that you hem it before you add the sleeves. Don't be like me. So I'm actually doing a overcast, I think that's what it's called, look, I don't know, I'm doing a stitch, and I'm basically just inserting the needle through one side and coming out the other side, and I'm gonna do this for about, like 4 inches, maybe 3 inches, okay? And your sleeves should look like that, okay? Yes. Boom. Okay, and this is me actually going back and hemming it. So I did a fold hem, and I just did my back stitch, the same thing that I did to the side of the top. I'm doing it to the hem top part and bottom part, and I promise you this is gonna make it look better. So yes, it takes time, but go and do that because you're gonna love it afterwards. Okay, this is how the stitch look. Okay, the hem and everything, this is how it looks inside out. You guys, look how neat. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but your girl, I did my thing, okay? And this is how it really looks, you know, super clean and finished. I'm proud of myself. I'm not even gonna cap right now. I'm so happy. Like, I love how it turned out. So yeah, we're going to work on the shorts. So I am just gonna cut my the hem of the bottom part, cut it open just so I can have 2 pieces of fabric to work with instead of just one big piece. So that's what I have, 2 pieces. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a pair of shorts that I like, and I'm just gonna lay it on my fabric, and I'm just gonna trace out the short shape. Okay, you're gonna need 2 front pieces and 2 back pieces, and remember to flip it on the other side to trace out the back pattern, because the front pattern is not going to look the same as the back pattern. Okay, so once you cut your pieces out, you're going to have 4 all together, but you're going to put the 2 front pieces together, right side facing each other, and 2 of the back pieces together, right side facing each other, and you're going to pin. And you're not going to pin the little crouch area, just the curved part of the shorts. So you really should have something like that. And now we're gonna hand stitch. Okay, so just inserting the needle through the fabric, bringing it out the other side, and you know we gotta secure that thread. So I'm gonna go in insert the stitch over and over, probably 2 to 3 times to secure the stitch before I continue doing my back stitch. Okay, and let's start the back stitch. So you know we're gonna move forward, and then we're gonna go back the same stitch so we can see the thread, because remember, the first time you do it, you're not gonna really see the thread, but when you go back the second time, you're gonna see the thread. And remember to sew along the curve, because you still want to keep that pattern. So try to sew along the curve of the shorts. Okay, and yep, I'm gonna do this all the way down, and you're gonna do the same thing to the other your other shorts, the other 2 piece. Okay, so now we're at the end, and we gotta secure that thread. So I am also gonna be tying a knot, making sure that it doesn't come apart. Okay, and just cleaning it, cutting the extra threads off, and that is how it looks, you guys. Boom. Now I'm putting all the pieces together, so the right side facing each other, and you want to line everything up, the crouch area, the side, everything. Make sure it's lined up perfectly, and you're going to pin it so it should look like that, and then we're going to sew. Okay, so inserting the needle through, pulling it out the other side, and we're going to secure that thread. So we're going to basically insert it. Y'all, this is the most important part. We got to secure the thread. Okay, so you're going to insert it through the same spot probably 2 to 3 times just to make sure it's secure before you start doing your back stitch. Okay, and then for your back stitch, you're gonna go forward, and then you're gonna come back to the same spot, pull the thread through so you can see the thread, and you're gonna do this all the way down on the other side till everything is stitched up. Okay, so yeah, look, I'm making sure you guys get the back stitch. So here's another clip of it. And yeah, do that, you're basically done, and you're going to do the same thing to the other side. And then we're going to also do a back stitch to stitch together the crotch area. Okay, we're doing the same simple back stitch, super easy, you guys, I promise. So easy to do, it's just time consuming, and y'all got time to do this anyway. So this is how it looks, you guys. You know, and I'm just gonna trim off the extra fabric so it can be clean and finished and nice. Gonna turn it right side back out, and boom. And I'm also going to do a fold hem all the way around so I can hem this. Like I said, hemming makes it look so much better. I promise you won't regret doing this. So hem all the way around, and then we're just going to do a back stitch, the same back stitch that we've been doing. Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna do a back stitch all the way around. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, like I promise it's super easy. We're just doing one stitch over and over, and it doesn't have to be perfect because nobody's gonna see this, especially if you use matching thread and fabric. And we're going to secure that thread. So I'm gonna cut it, you know, tie it up. Ooh, my hand was ashy, excuse that. Okay, and then that is how it looks, super neat and finished, you guys. Sorry, my camera was a little too bright. And I also wanted to show you guys the inside stitch, okay? Look, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna keep saying this. And if you take your time, it would turn out just like mine, I promise. So that is the hem part. Can't even see the thread. Barely can see the thread. Looks super good. Like, good job, girl. I had some extra fabric left, so I had to make a little bag. So I cut out a rectangle piece that I ended up just folding in half, and we're going to stitch the side, doing a back stitch, you know, the regular shregular thing. I don't know. Back stitch both sides, and then we're going to, because I wanted to make a little pouch, you know, so I'm going to just do a back stitch, like little triangle, just do a stitch straight across, and I'm going to cut that out. And that is how it looks when you turn it right side out. You see a little pouch, and that's what I was going for. So now we are just going to make the straps, and I found a little piece that was on the neck. I thought it would be perfect. So for the straps, I am just going to do a fold hem like that, and I'm going to hand stitch that together, you know, super easy. And then I'm also going to hand stitch that little design I just threw on there from the neck part. Back stitch all the way across, you know, simple, the same thing we've been doing, all the way down to the end. And you can honestly back stitch the side. That is how it looks, you guys. So I just have to stitch the straps together, and boom, that is how it turned out, you guys. I am so happy with this. This is my first outfit that I've ever made by hand stitch, so I'm really proud, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful, and please do not let not having a sewing machine stop you from sewing and creating. Get out there, go create, go finesse something. And that is all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.